I have Tehseen Poonawalla with me in the studio. Tehseen, welcome. What a day it has been. The Prime Minister addressing the Karyakartas. What do you make of what he said? Of course, he listed out the achievements of his government, Modi 2.0, also gave a sort of, plan ahead for the next government. But the kind of day that the BJP and the NDA have been having, what do you make of the speech?
First of all, thank you so much for having me in the studio today, and what a long day it has been, I'm sure, for you and for all of us. But yeah, look, this is congratulations to the BJP. It is, they are the single largest party, the NDA does have the majority, but this is definitely a vote against Modi ki guarantee. You see, the India Alliance, so the Congress fought the election in the India Alliance. So they were very clear that the Congress would not have that many seats. It's the India Alliance that has to do as well, and nobody gave them a chance. The BJP fought it at 370 and the NDA for 400, and they haven't clearly achieved that. So one, that is Modi ki guarantee. But more importantly, how I see this pan out is, I don't see some of the reforms that the Prime Minister wanted should happen. For example, one nation, one poll. And another very important thing that I think, the Women's Reservation Bill. Because for the Women's Reservation Bill, you first have to do delimitation. Now, is ChandraBabu Naidu going to allow delimitation? So that's not going to happen. So all of the things that the Prime Minister's promised or wants to do, UCC won't happen. So I think this is going to be a Prime Minister who will be tested. It cannot be the same Prime Minister who comes on TV and says in 4 hours I'm doing a lockdown, or in 4 hours I'm going to do demonetization. Those days are now over for the BJP.
Okay. So you mentioned Chandrababu Naidu, Tehseen. Of course, he's tweeted out saying that together we will rebuild the Andhra Pradesh that we have dreamt of. Clearly, making that stance very clear. And we knew that they had a pre-poll alliance. So that is something that is going to be going ahead. But for Nitish Kumar to be the other sort of kingmaker in this whole equation, how do you see that really playing out? How do you see the infamous Palturam now going ahead?
So I had invented a word, he nitished you, to nitish you. To nitish somebody is to go from one person from your current to your ex, from your ex to your current, from your current to your ex. You keep nitishing each other. So I invented that term. So how do you know he's not going to nitish Modi ji? But look, the fact of the matter is, Nitish ji immediately will not do it, but he will extract his pound of flesh, as will ChandraBabu Naidu. ChandraBabu Naidu will now ask for a special status for Andhra Pradesh, which the BJP will not be able to deliver. So there will be all of these things. But immediately, the president's going to call Modi ji to form the government, so that's going to happen. These problems will now come up, and it will test how Modi ji and Amit Shah ji, with not being in complete authority, can deal with alliance partners. Until then, they used to ride roughly over alliance partners. Can they do that now? Now they'll have to take people into consideration. Also, what you will see now, very interesting, is lots more debate in Lok Sabha. The tyranny of numbers will be over. The speaker will have to give the opposition more time, and the opposition cannot be, the face cannot be moved off when the opposition is speaking. So all of those things are going to change.
It's going to be a tough journey ahead for the NDA government, if they do eventually form that government, considering the fact that, now of course TDP has the numbers with them. And Nitish Kumar will have to see whether,
the president will have to invite the BJP and NDA. That's what the president is mandated to do. So there's no way that they won't form the government. Once the invitation comes in by the president, they'll have 15 days to prove a majority. So that is the oath ceremony will happen with the BJP.
Okay, let me also get in my other guests on the show. Krishna Hegde, spokesperson for the Shiv Sena Shinde faction, is joining us. Also joining us is Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, senior journalist. All right, we'll have Mr. Hegde just a short while from now, but let me go across to Mr. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay. Mr. Mukhopadhyay, we just heard the Prime Minister there, and it has been a day of twists and turns, not very expected. All of that has happened, lots of surprises as well. But let me start with a state that everybody thought is a very obvious BJP takeaway, but that clearly hasn't happened. The state of Uttar Pradesh really springing a huge surprise, with even Ayodhya being snatched away from the BJP.
Yes, that is right. But, understandably, Mr. Modi has not talked about in his entire speech about the negatives which the verdict has yielded right from morning onwards. It's been a fairly day full of twists and turns. He has actually mentioned only the positives which are there, which is that getting a majority in Odisha and being able to form a government there, increasing its tally by almost by exactly double. In Telangana, I missed out. He would have possibly also talked about the seat that it has won in Kerala, which is actually a historic, gain from a state, where there has been a very steady RSS base there, but it was never really getting, converted into an electoral seat. So that has happened. But I do not know how much of that is actually because of the BJP's own strength and because of the Modi factor, because the candidate there, is a top film star, and has his own fan following. So it is possibly because of that. Few other points, which I, while listening to Mr. Modi, I felt that one is that he did not make a mention about a single target that he had set, but only talking about the figures which have arrived today. He is not talking about the fact that the BJP does not have a majority of its own, but he's harping on the fact that it's an NDA government. Now, over the last 10 years, the fact that it was all officially an NDA government, but essentially it used to be always being spoken about in first person singular. That is the way the government would be described. He is, however, not making any mention of any allies. This is purely a BJP, ceremony in which he is trying to show that it is being done because we have achieved a victory. But this victory is because of allies which will come with it and become part of the coalition. I did not see any, scaled down humility, as many were expecting through the day that Mr. Modi is going to be more modest, reach out to people. That is not yet there. And he's continuing to talk about the ideas which he's created and which he thought that would actually create the overarching narrative
But
of
Mr.
this
Mukhopadhyay,
particular
just for the
election,
benefit of
which
BJP,
failed to do it, like Viksit Bharat, for instance.
why was that humility expected?
Yeah.
The fact that they won a third term, isn't that enough for them to have a celebration today?
It depends at what you want to, what you serve, what you, rather, what you set is your target. They set a target of 370. Now, we as journalists, we must take things at face value. They set a target of 370. Did they get it? No. How many have they got? 240. It's a loss of 130 from the target that it set. So it is something, which I will not expect Mr. Modi to say it, but I think, I would expect us journalists to actually point it out all the time. That is only being honest, We should not get swayed by what Mr. Modi says. We are not part of either the BJP or of the Congress or any of the India constituents. We are neutral observers. And every neutral observer would say that it was very important to note that a target was set, they could not achieve it.
Okay. I'll come back to you and I'll also get Krishna Hegde into this discussion. But let me first get your breaking news that's coming in amid overtures by the opposition. The Andhra Chief Minister-elect ChandraBabu Naidu and his ally Pawan Kalyan are going to be visiting Delhi tomorrow, and they will be participating in that crucial NDA meeting that is slated to take place tomorrow. Let me go across to my colleague Shomit, who's joining us with more details. Shomit, TDP Chief ChandraBabu Naidu and Pawan Kalyan coming to Delhi tomorrow with that crucial NDA meeting happening to decide the next move, the next strategy.
Well, after NDA alliance, TDP, Janasena and BJP are securing huge majority in the Andhra Pradesh, and because ChandraBabu Naidu is also the key player now as part of the NDA alliance, because he has secured over 15 seats, so around 16 seats. So still counting is on. So initially it was expected that only Babu will be going, ChandraBabu Naidu will be going to the Delhi National Capital to participate in the meeting. But now it is confirmed that Pawan Kalyan will also be accompanying with ChandraBabu Naidu, and they will be heading to National Capital, and schedule is yet to be given, and they will be traveling in the special chartered flight from the Andhra Pradesh, and they will be reaching the National national capital, and then they will be also participating in the NDA meeting. And later it will be decided whether or not they will be taking any cabinet ministry post, and also what will be the cabinet sharing in the Andhra Pradesh. And all these discussions will be done tomorrow. And even like sources said that Prime Minister's swearing ceremony will take place between 5th and 9th. Even in Andhra Pradesh, CM ceremony is being planned on the 9th of June.
Okay. All right, Shamit, thanks very much for joining us with those details. We'll have to see what transpires in that important meeting and what is finally the conclusion in that crucial NDA meeting. But Tehseen Poonawalla, let me understand from you, you know, this 400 par nara that the BJP came up with and went through their campaign this entire day till today. Do you think this sort of, you know, अपने पाँव पे कुल्हाड़ी मारना हो गया कि, you know, this was too high an expectation that they set for themselves as well as the people?
Absolutely. And I think it spooked a lot of people. The fact of the matter was, when the media blindly went about saying, and I'm not blaming the media, but the Prime Minister said, "Ab ki baar 400 par," a lot of people, and I speak to a lot of bureaucrats day in, India, we do a lot of meditation together, a lot of bureaucrats were spooked. They were like, what is going to happen? And then there was the whole idea of the constitution being changed. A lot of army officers were spooked. So there was an idea of an authoritarian government that now has a mandate to change anything it wanted. So that spooked a lot of people. That was one. Number two, it also brought in a sense of complacency in the BJP supporters. So they were like, look, they're anyways, BJP is winning. But I want to come back to Uttar Pradesh, and something very critical has happened. You see, BSP is melted down. And all exit polls showed that the India Alliance was leading on the SC votes. So what's happened is the BSP votes gravitated towards the SP Congress rather than the BJP. That is something that the BJP will have to think about. But more importantly, two people have to be mentioned, especially Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. What a fight back. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was written off. The performance of the Congress in Uttar Pradesh in the assembly elections, they blamed her for it. She has come back, and Rahul Gandhi was forced to acknowledge she stitched this for the Congress, and she deserves kudos. So woman power there.
And you know, there's a lot of speculation that one of the seats that Rahul Gandhi will give up will be taken up by the sister.
So I've told Rahul, I actually texted him. I don't know if he's seen it though. When I meet him, I told him that he should be LOP. Rahul G should be LOP. But when I meet Priyanka Ji, and I've told her this in the past, that she should be in Parliament. And I do believe she should be in Parliament. I do believe. I think she's very articulate. She speaks very well, and I do want to see her in Parliament. I actually wanted her to contest Kanyakumari last time when the Kanyakumari MP had passed away. That was my suggestion to her. But I hope she's in Parliament this time, and Lok Sabha, not Rajya Sabha.
Okay, we'll have to see whether that happens. Let me get in Krishna Hegde. Krishna Hegde, apart from Uttar Pradesh, the other state that sprung a huge surprise was Maharashtra, the MVA leading. And you know, today, throughout the day, when my colleagues were getting us ground reports, one of the things that resonated throughout the supporters there who were celebrating was they were using the term Gaddar, that we will not vote for the Gaddar, we will punish the Gaddar. Is that something that went against the ruling government there? The fact that there were two factions in the NCP, the fact that Patriarch Sharad Pawar was not given the kind of value, the kind of respect that he should have been given earlier?
No, first let me tell you that the Shiv Sena, we as the Shiv Sena, we have won 7 out of the 15 seats we have contested, and we have a strike rate of almost 50%, which is far more than Uddhav Thackeray's party, who contested 21 seats and won only 9. Similarly, the Congress was a gainer, and after the Congress, we have the highest winnable strike rate. We have more than our allies, and we have more than anybody else. So to discount us, I don't think that would be very easy, because most of our candidates have won. Secondly, with respect to Mr. Mukhopadhyay, he spoke about the Honorable Prime Minister. Possibly he didn't hear that the Honorable Prime Minister thanked all his allies. He thanked the people of the country. He thanked the electorate. He thanked the Election Commission. He even thanked the security forces. He thanked everybody, in fact. And he not only spoke about the work he had done in the past, but also the vision he had for the next 25 years. So I think the Prime Minister is very clear, he's very confident. He's going to form a government for the third time consecutively, which no Prime Minister in the recent past has done. And I think it's a historic moment for India. And I think therefore the Prime Minister is going to be back and he will soon be sworn in as the Prime Minister. And I think we will have a nice, good, stable government in the days to come.
Okay.
And I don't see any issue at all for all this. And we need a Viksit Bharat
I think the
for
key word is stable, Krishna Hegde.
2047, which
The crucial word there is stable government. Whether or not that happens, we'll have to see. But Tehseen Poonawalla wants to come in at this point. Tehseen, go ahead.
I'll just say one more point.
So
The Prime Minister, Tehseen, 1 minute.
Sorry.
Just one minute.
Sorry.
The Honorable Prime Minister has taken through a coalition of 40 parties, and we had only one Prime Minister face, and therefore I do not see any problem for this government in the days to come. Thank you, Tehseen.
Okay, Tehseen, go ahead.
No problem. No, there'll be no problem for the government, at least in the near future. That's for sure. The president is mandated to call the NDA. Look, it's what happened. Maharashtra is very peculiar politics, and when I was doing dinner, core BJP supporters were very upset with the BJP that more than Eknath Shinde-ji, Ajit Pawar had allied. So Ajit Pawar has a terrible reputation in Maharashtra. He's known as somebody who's involved with the real estate, and nobody has the guts to talk about him that way, but I'm telling you this. So Ajit Pawar is not really liked by core BJP supporters. Also, Ajit Pawar in cabinets is a very dominating figure. It also didn't go very well the way Devendra Fadnavis was now a half deputy chief minister, and he was a good performing chief minister of Maharashtra. Eknath Shinde-ji is still fine, but it's the Ajit Pawar factor. And if you see, Ajit Pawar group hasn't performed too well. So there is that anger against the BJP. Though the BJP didn't really lose its tally in Maharashtra, that anger of Ajit Pawar actually cost the BJP badly. There's one more thing that this election just put out to us. Two regional parties that have been in no camps, or actually three, BSP and two chief ministers, Jagan and the Odisha chief minister, who time and again helped the BJP, whether in Rajya Sabha or by walking out or helping in key legislations, are finished. Which means the regional parties have to be in one camp or the other. You cannot flirt with the BJP and claim to not be in a camp. That has finished off Mayawati ji, it's finished off the BJD, Naveen Patnaik ji, and it's finished off now, it's finished off the BRS as well, and it's finished off Jagan as well. All of them were flirting with the BJP while not being with the BJP and in the NDA.
Interesting. Okay, hold that thought there, Tehseen. I'm going to come back to this discussion. Let me also play for our viewers the reactions that came in across political lines through the day today after this verdict came in.
We're going to have a meeting with our partners, the India Alliance partners. I believe that meeting is tomorrow, and these questions will be raised there and they will be answered there. We respect our alliance partners, and we are not going to make statements in the press without asking them their opinion.
ये जो रिजल्ट है जनता की रिजल्ट है और ये जनता की जीत है और लोकतंत्र की जीत है। हम पहले से यही कह रहे थे कि ये लड़ाई हमारी मोदी वर्सेस जनता है, लोग हैं। भाजपा ने एक व्यक्ति एक चेहरे के नाम पर वोट मांगा। अब ये स्पष्ट हो गया है कि ये मैंडेट मोदी जी के खिलाफ गया है। ये उनकी राजनीतिक और नैतिक हार है।
अब अगर किया है तो किया है। फिलहाल तो मुझे लगता है हमें जोड़ तोड़ की हुकूमत नहीं करनी चाहिए, हमें जोड़ तोड़ की सियासत नहीं करनी चाहिए। प्री पोल अलायंसेस जो रहे हैं, मेरा अपना मानना है कि प्रेसिडेंट राष्ट्रपति साहिबा को प्री पोल अलायंस के तौर पे जो है अपना फैसला करना चाहिए, और जो लोगों का फैसला है वो हमें तस्लीम करना चाहिए।
আমি খুশি মোদিজি সিঙ্গেল লার্জেস্ট মেজরিটি পায়নি, উনি ক্রেডিবিলিটি লস করেছেন। ওনার ইমিডিয়েট প্রধানমন্ত্রী থেকে রেজিগনেশন দেওয়া উচিত। এখন তাকে পায়ে ধরতে হচ্ছে টিডিপি আর পায়ে ধরতে হচ্ছে নীতিশ। বাট এদের আমি খুব ভালো করে চিনি, এরা ইন্ডিয়াটাকে ভাঙতে পারবে না।
We are really thankful the way in which our leader Rahul Gandhi fight against these fascist forces. We are going to convene a meeting tomorrow evening. We will take a final call after discussing with the other partners. Therefore, all the alliance partners also done very good way. Therefore, now the country has a great expectation. Lal Sharma is the 40 years Congress Karyakarta, Congress leader. Then the candidate herself abused him as a PA of Rahul Gandhi, PA of Gandhi family. Now anyway, he defeated her.
हमें सबको स्मरण है कि चाहे चुनाव की बेला हो, चाहे देश को नेतृत्व करने की बात हो और देश को समस्याओं से निकालने का, अब जिसे हम कहते हैं कि आपदा को अवसर में बदलने में आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने हमेशा देश को, पार्टी को, देश की जनता को फ्रंट से लीड किया है। ऐसे हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जी का मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं, स्वागत करता हूं।
All right, so political reactions coming in. Tehseen, Mallikarjun Kharge made an important point there when he said this is a mandate against Prime Minister Modi. Do you see it as that, or do you see it as a mandate in favor of the opposition India bloc, of what they were promising to the voter?
I see it as a mandate against the Honorable Prime Minister because it was on his name and Modi ki guarantee that these elections were fought. Nobody else attached their name personally to it. The Congress is very invested in the India alliance. So the Congress in fact sacrificed its seats for the India alliance to do well. It was Prime Minister Modi who said Modi ki guarantee, BJP will cross 370 and NDA will cross 400 and up ki baar 400 power. That is why this has been a rejection of the Modi guarantee as by the people of India. And clearly that shows in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Even the Prime Minister at one point was trailing in Varanasi and his victory margin is lesser than the Amethi victory, current Amethi MP Sharma ji's victory margin.
That has come as a big surprise.
That is a big surprise for the Prime Minister. See, you can give any attribute in Uttar Pradesh. You can say the candidate was not good, the BJP didn't get its caste combination right, it didn't anticipate SC votes coming. But for the Prime Minister to not do that well in Varanasi and for Ajay Rai to give him a tough fight. At one point, the Prime Minister was trailing in Varanasi.
Yeah, in early leads, yeah.
And Shivraj Singh Chauhan wins by 8 lakhs.
Yeah. Mr. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, what do you think would be the reason? You know, Varanasi was something that nobody thought that the Prime Minister would first trail and then eventually win, but with a very lesser margin of votes than, in the preceding times. What do you think would be the reasons that can be attributed to this sort of a shock that came in from Banaras? Mr. Mukhopadhyay, are you able to hear me?
Yes, please. Sorry, I missed your words. Can you just repeat your question?
We were talking about Varanasi, Mr. Nilanjan.
Can you hear me?
And, just the fact that the Prime Minister was trailing in early leads, then eventually, of course, we saw that vote gap and the margin of votes, the vote share also decreasing for Prime Minister Modi. What do you think could be the reason behind this?
Yes, that's right. As far as trailing is concerned, I do not think it's anything very big, because depending on which constituencies, in the constituency, which segments are being counted, maybe it was one part,
but
which
the number of
actually
votes getting
traditionally
reduced?
does not vote for the BJP. But the number of votes, shrinking, from what it was in 2019 and previously in 2014, that should actually be a matter of, great, detailed postmortem by the BJP. We have not actually seen the constituency-wise figure to be able to figure out that exactly which communities have not voted for Modi the way that they voted in 2019 or 14. But it's something, which they should do, because it is going to be talked about quite a lot that Mr. Modi won with a shrunken victory margin himself. So that is going to be extrapolated into an overall diminishing of the Prime Minister's image in the country and a decline in his popularity. Also, given the fact that the overall vote share of the BJP this time is most probably going to be slightly less than what it was in 2019. So not only are they losing a number of seats from, fairly significant number of seats from 2019, but also in terms of vote share. Plus, the Prime Minister's own own leadings declining, that is all going to add up to a fairly larger narrative and what is going to be pointed out by the opposition.
Right. Mr. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, I'm told you have to leave. I will thank you here. Thank you so much, Mr. Mukhopadhyay, for joining us on Nation Tonight. Tehseen, let me come to you. You know, the reasons behind this big surprise that came in from Varanasi, as I asked Mr. Mukhopadhyay as well, what would you attribute as the reason for this dwindling popularity of Prime Minister Modi there?
Varanasi would, of course, have its local factors why the Prime Minister lost popularity. But it is something that the BJP will have to figure out on various combinations what really happened for the Prime Minister. Because the BJP claimed that last time it was 6 lakhs, this time it would touch 10 lakhs. That was the claim by the BJP. I think one more lesson all of us must learn as students of politics or students of media is this country doesn't like arrogance. You see, what is the difference between Ram and Ravan? And I'm not calling the BJP Ravan, don't get me wrong. Is arrogance, right? This country does, India shining. Ab ki baar 400 par. It doesn't like it. This country likes humility. We love Sachin Tendulkar. We love MS Dhoni. We're a very humble country. When you're arrogant, when you try and subjugate people, the country fights back. It doesn't like it. It's not like it. This is a country that rejected the emergency as well after that. So I think this is a very important lesson for political parties to think. 6 months ago, who was thinking Jagan was losing? A year and a half ago, who would have thought BRS would not be in Telangana? And yet, you had 2 political parties in the south completely decimated. So arrogance, thinking only we will be in government, nobody else is there, and thereby running states or the nation as your fiefdom. People don't like it. I think that is very clear with this mandate.
One of the big upsets, Tehseen, that also came in from Uttar Pradesh is from Amethi. That was a battle.
That's not an upset.
Upset for, well, Smriti Irani.
I am happy.
Not for you, yeah. But, you know, when that nomination was announced, it was a given. Everybody said that, okay, you know, Rahul has withdrawn from here. Now it's just Smriti Irani who's winning Amethi. But look at the results today. You have Kishori Lal Sharma winning that seat.
I was with your colleague Shreya, and I told it, and it went very viral, and I told her, Kishori Lal Sharma, and I've tweeted it, I retweeted it today, will win minimum by 1 lakh votes. Minimum 1 lakh votes. I told this, it's tweeted, Mirror now. It said minimum 1 lakh votes, and that's what happened. There was so much anger against the ex-member of parliament from Amethi, so much anger against her. In fact, Rahul Gandhi fought the toughest seat of Raebareli. Lot of people understood this. Amethi was the easier seat to win simply because the member of parliament had only the ex-member of parliament had one obsession, Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi fought the toughest seat of Raebareli, and KL Sharma, what a contest. But I come back again to one woman, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. She stayed there, she managed it, and this is not the first time she's done it. I have to tell your viewers a story, and this is a story that I've spoken to Priyanka about, but I think Priyanka ji about, but Satish Sharma, the late Satish Sharma told me. When Priyanka was 14 or 15 against Arun Nehru, the election, where Arun Nehru was set to win Amethi, she went and gave a speech for Satish Sharma, Captain Satish Sharma. And she said कि इन्होंने मेरे पापा को धोखा दिया है, आज आपको इनकी इलाज रखनी है. And Captain Satish Sharma won. That's what she did even in Raebareli and Amethi. She fought for KL Sharma. A lot of people mocked KL Sharma. She believed in him. And look at what's happened today. Okay. And the ex-MP was mocking the current MP, asking that he's a PA. Arrogance. I'll come back to. There's a beautiful line from Dinkar, जब नाश मनुज पर छाता है, पहले विवेक मर जाता है.
Okay. I have to slip into a short break, Tehseen. I'll come back to this. Let's quickly slip into that break. We'll come back with more on the other side. Stay tuned.